What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the library. This is Mr. Collier. Today I'm going to help you with your English project. You are going to be writing about controversial topics, and I'm here to help you find resources that can support your side of the argument. So let's get started. Your teacher has probably already given you a link to this video and to the document itself. I'm going to get there the usual way through library.marist.com. I have all of these links open, by the way, so don't get confused if I just click up at the top instead of on a link. So we're going to click the blue link here in the middle, and we are going to go straight to the library portal. On the portal, we have our usual options. If you scroll down a little bit, you will see under Documents, English 9 Research Paper Pathfinder, and a link to this video guide. When you open the Pathfinder, it will look like this. And I want you guys to understand that in addition to writing practice, you're also getting library skills practice. The research that you're doing now will build on what you've done terms 1 and 2 by expanding your work to include multiple sources. But you're also going to use a new tool, Gale Opposing Viewpoints. And this is a database that is specifically tailored to pro and con arguments, so it's perfect for this particular assignment. When you click into Gale Opposing Viewpoints, you're going to be looking at the login screen, type in the password right here, and click Sign In. Keep in mind that the password is right there on the Pathfinder, and you can also find it on the library portal under Off-Campus Logins. We have a great big search box right here, and you can guess what you'll type in there, your topic. Let me give you some advice. Your guide questions are in full sentences. Do not type that full sentence into this box. Read the sentence first and then distill it down into 1 or 2 keywords and use those keywords for your search. For instance, if I have the topic censoring media violence is the best way to curb aggressive behavior in teenagers, my keywords for that are probably going to be media violence. I might want to add censoring in later. Let's just see what comes up with media violence. And you'll see it actually gives me some suggestions. I can click on any of these to get their particular suggestions, but I think I'm going to go with my search right now. And you'll notice that I've got a large topic page. They give me a summary of what the topic is about up here, and then they break it down into particular types of resources as I go down the page. I do want to point out that some of the topics will not have this particular format. So if you get a topic and it looks different than this, that's okay. Let me give you an example. If my topic is cyberbullying is so pervasive and dangerous that there should be laws in place to prevent it, I'm going to get a different looking page. So with that particular search, my keywords might be cyberbullying and laws. And you'll notice that it is formatted a bit differently. I don't have a topic summary up at the top, and I also don't have the 2 different columns. I've just got one long column, but I'm still getting the same kinds of information. Viewpoints articles, reference, statistics, magazines, newspapers. You understand how that all works. As I am doing my search, viewpoints articles are exactly that. Points of view about the topic, and they will argue a pro and a con side of most things. Reference articles are the kinds of things that you would find in an encyclopedia. A lot of times they will have statistics included, and then there are just straight up statistics standing out by themselves in this box here. Sometimes you will find pictures, graphs, charts, and then magazines and newspapers, you know what those are. Keep in mind that the database here will only show you the first 3 of whatever it finds. So I know that there's actually 8 magazine articles here. To get the rest, I have to click on where it says magazines, and then I will see the rest of them. Now I'm going to back up a little bit, and I'm going to go back up the screen here to show you some of these viewpoints articles. In this case, there are only 3, but as you can see, these are really focused on debating both sides of an issue. So you definitely want to read any viewpoints that support your particular perspective on the topic, but look at the articles on the opposite side as well, so that you can preemptively defend your argument against anything that opposes your point of view. At this point, I want to read this article, so I can click on the title, And this takes me to this particular article about anti-cyberbullying laws. This comes from a book, I can tell that right here, where it says From Netiquette and Online Ethics. I don't have to think too much about how I am going to cite that because I'm using a Gale database, and you guys should remember that Gale will export citations directly to Noodle Tools. So I can just take this information right here, click my Noodle Tools icon, as long as I have my Noodle Tools session open already. And I do. I have it open back here. I have my project, English Debate, ready to roll. You will notice there are no citations, no sources down here at all. So when I go back over here to Gale, I click the Noodle Tools Export button. It will open up a second window with the citation filled into the box. If I look over them and think they look okay, I just make sure it says these references look good. And then I can go down here and make sure it has my English Debate project and click on Import. Then what it will do is say one reference successfully exported. I can close that window. I can close this box. If I look into my project over here and reload it, there is my citation for that particular article right there. And that's ready to go. I can do that for everything that I get from Gale. It makes my life a lot easier. Now, as I said, this particular article argues one perspective about the topic. You'll see it's quite long. This is a lot more information than I need. This is probably 5 or 6 pages long, and I'm only writing a couple of pages myself. So I'm really only going to be using part of this article. What I want to do is read it, but I want to be looking specifically for things that I can quote that will support my side of the argument. As I'm working, I do need more than one source, so I can go back to my results list. If Gale provides me with additional viewpoints articles that I can use to support my side, I want to make sure to definitely read those. The viewpoints articles are absolutely targeting the exact kinds of things that I want to do with my paper. But in this case, I may only have 2, and they're going to be very similar, so perhaps I'm not going to get a ton of information from that, but that's okay. I can keep going down here. The reference articles are going to give me basic definitions about things. Statistics are awesome to include in my paper to prove a point. You might wonder why I would want an image, but keep in mind you're going to be doing presentations, so if you can add illustrations to your arguments, that's going to help you out a lot. As we get down here to the magazines and newspaper articles, I do want to say that I personally prefer to use magazines because they get more in-depth into the research, and I find that more helpful. But in a case like this, you may find yourself with a lot of newspaper articles. You will find that more helpful because they contain more opinion pieces that argue one side or another. If you are using newspaper opinion pieces, try to stick with ones that include evidence to back up what they're saying, because there are times when you will find people that are just giving their thoughts on stuff without backing it up with hard evidence. So that's pretty much it for Gale. One-stop shopping for all of your information needs when you're doing this project. Remember that you're going to use Noodle Tools to do your Works Cited page. There is a link right here to get you to Noodle Tools. As you're putting your paper together, they have a note cards function in there that can really help you organize your ideas, your quotes, and keep your sources lined up together and help you set up an outline for your paper. If you need some help with that, feel free to email me, check in on my Google Meet, and there is a Noodle Tools instruction sheet right here if you need further assistance. Thanks for being here today, guys. That's it from me. Stay in touch and stay healthy.